big sis! Sorry for ghosting all week. The spa was crazy strict. No phones allowed in the mineral cave. Can you believe? Anyway, just wanted to say thank you for watching my little bean while I was gone. You're seriously a lifesaver. I always knew I could count on you. You've always been the best.
Leah, what are you talking about? Watching your what, exactly? You didn't text me, you didn't call, you didn't ask me for anything. I haven't heard from you in months.
Oh, Maggie, there you go again. Always making those silly jokes of yours. You and your dry sense of humor. It never quits. Like, seriously, who else was I supposed to ask? My parents are gone, my friends are useless, and you are basically family. You love babies. Plus, you don't have any of your own, so this was kind of perfect, right? And you're so responsible and, like, super put together. I knew you'd be amazing at it.
First of all, stop calling me big sis. We are not family anymore. Your brother and I are divorced. Second, what the hell are you talking about? What baby?
Wow, okay, you're really committing to this bit, huh? Fine, I'll play along. Yes, your adorable little niece, the one I left with you last week. Ring any bells? I thought you'd appreciate the bonding time. I mean, let's be real. With your situation and all, it's probably been a while since you've held a baby. And I didn't want to burden you by asking, so I figured it'd be easier if I just, made it happen. I left everything she needed. A note, wipes, diapers. It was totally chill.
You left your infant daughter on the doorstep of your ex-sister-in-law without telling a soul? A woman you haven't spoken to in months? Do you not remember why we got divorced? Because of the very thing you're throwing in my face right now!
Oh, that. I mean, I didn't think it was like a huge deal. You two always made it sound more dramatic than it needed to be. Like, oh no, we can't have a baby. What are we gonna do? I don't know, go see a movie or something? Anyway, look, I couldn't bring a baby to a spa resort. They would have kicked me out, and you were literally my only option. It was just a few days. She was fine. Probably.
Leah, listen to me. I haven't lived there in months. My whole family moved to the UK 2 months ago.
Wait, what? You moved? Since when? Wait. If you didn't get her, then where is she? Who has her? I left her with a blankie. I even gave her her favorite rattle. I told her to be good for Auntie Maggie. Oh my god, tell me you're kidding. Please tell me you got her. Please, please.
I'm not kidding, Leah. I haven't stepped foot near that house in months, and now I'm terrified of what might have happened. Because if someone didn't find her, then I have no idea what comes next.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! This is bad. Really bad. Oh no. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Left her infant outside the estate so she could enjoy a week-long spa retreat and only bothered to text me after she got back. No permission, no warning, just dumped her baby on the ground like she was leaving a package.
A chilling level of indifference. Even stray cats have the decency to hide their kittens in a bush.
I'm flying back early. Make sure the house is ready, and if Leah turns up before I arrive, keep her distracted and far from anything valuable.
Consider it done. The nursery has already been restored to order, and the child has been properly cared for. No thanks to her mother. The baby was cold, madam. Her cheeks were flushed from the wind, and she was dressed in a onesie thin enough to pass for tissue paper. I cannot comprehend what manner of person thinks that is acceptable.
Leah does. That's the kind of person she is. She told me without hesitation that she figured I'd be fine with it because I don't have children of my own. As if my inability to have a child with her brother makes me the perfect dumping ground for someone else's child.
An absolutely vile rationale, even by Miss Leah's standards, and one that suggests she sees your pain not with empathy, but opportunity. Forgive me for speaking so plainly, but her behavior is not only irresponsible, it is revolting. No mother with a conscience leaves her infant without confirming who will care for her. That is not oversight, that is abandonment.
You don't have to be polite about it, Orwell. She abandoned her daughter. And then laughed it off like it was nothing. Said she was sure I enjoyed the bonding time. I've tolerated a lot from that girl, but this crossed a line.
The household was shocked. Miss Renfield dropped the breakfast tray when she realized the child had been unattended, and even Mr. Thistle, the gardener, offered to assist. In the decades I've served this family, I have seen many displays of selfishness, but this may be the first time I felt genuine contempt. And yet, I suspect Miss Leah will arrive with a pout, a dramatic sigh, and a story spun entirely in her favor.
Oh, of course. She'll play the victim, say she had no choice, that no one offered to help, and people always let her get away with it. Always. But not anymore. I'm done making excuses for her.
Her lack of accountability has been coddled for far too long. The time for indulgence has passed, and I will do everything in my power to support whatever actions you choose to take. The nursery is stocked, the guest room prepared, and calming teas have been blended by Miss Beach herself. Should Miss Leah arrive ahead of you, I shall keep her occupied, away from the nursery and well away from the staff.
Thank you, Orwell. I knew I could count on you. Honestly, I needed to say this out loud. I needed someone else to say it too. That this isn't normal. That I'm not overreacting.
You are not overreacting. You are responding with the clarity and force that this moment demands.
Then let's make sure this time she hears it. Loud and clear.
Where's my baby? I just got to the house and there's some man answering the door. He said you're not even home. What is going on? Who is he? Why isn't she here waiting for me?
That man is Orwell. He's the butler. He's the reason your daughter wasn't taken by a stranger, or worse. He found her screaming on the front step, alone, no note with a phone number, not even a bottle. You left her like you were returning a pair of shoes.
Oh my god, you're seriously doing this right now? What was I supposed to do? Bring her to the spa? I didn't have options. I needed that break. I thought you'd be responsible for once.
Excuse me? You didn't even ask. You didn't even tell me. You just assumed. Leah, I live in another country. I've lived in the UK for months. You knew that. You just didn't care.
This is unbelievable. I leave her with you for 1 week and suddenly some stranger is holding her? What if he's dangerous? This is my child. You had no right.
I had no right? You abandoned a baby on a doorstep and vanished into a facial treatment. You didn't even check to make sure I was home. You didn't even make a phone call. Orwell isn't a stranger. He's been with my family longer than you've been out of high school. He knows more about child safety than you ever will.
This is insane! This isn't what I wanted. I thought she'd be safe with you.
Well, she wasn't, because I wasn't there. And it's pure luck that Orwell was. I've given him your number. He'll explain everything you didn't care enough to ask before disappearing. He'll be contacting you shortly. Talk to him. Don't talk to me. I'm in the middle of much more important business.
Good evening, Miss Leah.
Who even are you? Why are you texting me? I want my baby back! Now!
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Orwell, butler to the Fairchild estate and current caretaker of the child you so carelessly abandoned. I was given your number by Madam Maggie, who asked that I convey the relevant details to you directly.
Kidnapping isn't caretaking, you creep! I didn't ask you to babysit! Where is she? What did you do to her?
The infant is unharmed, healthy in fact, despite being left in the elements for a considerable stretch of time with no identification, sustenance, or supervision. It is fortunate I opened the door when I did. Had it been an hour later, well, let us not dwell.
You're so dramatic! She was fine! I wrapped her in a blanket! This is ridiculous! You're making me sound like some monster!
Miss Leah, I am merely reporting facts, which, I might add, have also been reported to the appropriate authorities. Should you feel inclined to contact the police, you are of course welcome to do so, but I must warn you, they will not be arresting me, they will be arresting you!
What? You can't be serious! I'm the mother! I'm the one who's been wronged here! This is like harassment or something! Is this how rich people treat everyone who isn't royalty? By calling the cops when someone makes one mistake?
My dear Miss Leah, this is not about wealth. It is about decency, responsibility, humanity. 3 things you have failed to demonstrate in any measurable capacity.
Are you insulting me right now? What even are you? Some weird Batman wannabe?
If I may, I believe the person you're referring to is Alfred, Bruce Wayne's butler, but I digress. If I am insulting you, I assure you it is by accident, but I won't deny the resemblance has been noted. I have merely pointed out that you left your child in peril, and that such conduct is, by definition, criminal.
I left her with a relative, and I came back for her. That's not a crime. Maggie and I are basically sisters. She was fine.
You left your infant daughter on a doorstep, without notice, without certainty of who, if anyone, would find her. And you did so in front of a home no longer occupied by the person you claim was responsible. That is not delegation, that is abandonment. And to compound the matter, you chose, of all people, to burden Maggie, a woman who, as you well know, cannot have children of her own. Your thoughtlessness was as cruel as it was dangerous.
Oh my god, you people are unbelievable! Just give me my baby and stop acting like I'm some kind of villain! You think you're so perfect!
I do not consider myself perfect, Miss Leah, but I do consider myself responsible. And I assure you, I will do everything within my legal and ethical power to see that you are held accountable for what you've done. That child deserves better, and I intend to ensure she gets it.
You can't do this! She's my daughter!
And yet, you left her outside like she was yesterday's parcel. Good night, Miss Leah. We are done.
Cops on me? Are you insane? Do you have any idea what you've done? They showed up this morning. I'm under investigation now for abandonment and abuse.
I am aware. I filed the report myself. I also forwarded the security footage, documentation, and note you left attached to your daughter's bib. Child Protective Services has, in fact, been attempting to contact you for over a week.
They just want to make me look bad. You're all conspiring against me. No one is going to believe this. I didn't do anything wrong. I left her with family. You and Maggie are acting like I committed a crime.
You did commit a crime, Miss Leah. Whether or not you believe it does not change the legal classification of your actions. And choosing to ignore calls from Child Protective Services on the basis that you did nothing wrong only further implicates you.
They called while I was on vacation. What was I supposed to do? Ruin my one break?
If I may be so bold, yes! Yes, you should have! Your child's safety should always outweigh the importance of cucumber masks and hot stone therapy.
Oh, give me a break! She was fine! You said she was fine! You're blowing this way out of proportion!
The child is fine, thanks to me, because I found her, because I fed her, because I cared for her. You, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found.
Oh my god, stop acting like I left her in a ditch! She was on a doorstep! I figured someone would be around.
Miss Leah, that is not parenting. That is gambling with a life!
I left her with family, okay? That's not the same thing as abandoning her! Maggie and I go way back. She's like a sister to me.
You haven't spoken to Maggie in 5 years, and she is no longer married to your brother. That legal tie is long severed. In the eyes of the law and any rational person, she is no longer family.
That's not true. Family is more than just paperwork.
Then perhaps you should have acted like family, because your actions did not resemble love, they resembled neglect.
I thought Maggie still lived there. I didn't know she moved. It's not like I checked because I didn't think I had to.
I must say, your ability to create excuses under pressure is impressive. Unfortunately, this one doesn't hold either. Because even if Maggie had lived there, she had no notice, no agreement, no consent. You placed your child's life in the hands of Hope. That is not caregiving, that is dereliction.
I was stressed. I had no help. No one offered to babysit. I needed time for me. That doesn't make me a bad mom.
Miss Leah, even now you are still speaking only about yourself. Not once have you asked how your daughter is doing. Not once have you inquired about her care, her mood, or her safety. You demand, you accuse, you cry foul, but you do not parent.
This is so unfair. You're all ganging up on me.
No, Miss Leah. The world is finally holding you accountable. There is a difference.
So what happens now, huh? You gonna tell the courts I'm a monster? You want me to lose her completely?
I want what's best for the child. Whether or not that includes you remains to be seen. But rest assured, I will continue to document, report, and inform the appropriate parties. You will not escape responsibility this time.
Stop pretending you're so perfect! You're not even her family! You have no right!
On the contrary, I had every right to prevent a tragedy, and I acted swiftly as any responsible adult would.
I don't care what you say! I'm getting her back! You can't stop me!
I imagine you'll try. That's what makes you dangerous. Which is precisely why this is no longer a conversation I intend to have with you. If you won't listen to me, then I'll find someone you will listen to.
Wait, what? What does that mean? Who?
You'll find out soon enough, Miss Leah, and I do hope, for your sake, that you're ready for them.
You told my boyfriend? What the hell is wrong with you? Who even gave you his number? Why did you think that was your business?
I assumed he already knew. Given the gravity of the situation, I thought it reasonable to ask whether he intended to raise the child with you. His reaction made it very clear he had not been informed, so I clarified.
You had no right! How did you even know who he was? Are you stalking me now?
I had you looked into. Standard due diligence. Your social media is quite informative.
You ruined my life! He left me! He said he doesn't want a baby. He said I lied! I told him it wasn't a big deal, and you went and told him everything!
I told him the truth, the part you failed to mention, that there is a living, breathing child involved, and that she's been under the care of strangers because her mother had other priorities.
You don't know anything about my life. You just decided to tear it apart.
Miss Leah, I did not tear your life apart. You did that yourself. I merely made sure the consequences could no longer be ignored.
I don't even want the stupid kid. Are you happy now? Is that what you wanted to hear? I never asked for her.
Then you should not have had her, and you certainly should not have left her like baggage. But since you did, you will now be held accountable, whether you like it or not. And for her sake, I sincerely hope you never speak about her that way again.
I met her today, Orwell. I held her for the first time. I thought I'd be nervous or afraid, but I wasn't. She just fit in my arms, like she belonged there. She reached for my necklace and clutched it like she knew me. It wasn't just instinct, it felt familiar. I want to raise her. I know it's fast. I know it's complicated, but I want to.
I suspected this would be your decision. In truth, I hoped it would be. I've watched you make space in your heart for this child since the moment she arrived. Miss Leah does not deserve her, that much is clear. But beyond that, she is reckless, she is venomous, and I will not allow you to be wounded by her.
She's not going to get anywhere near her. After what she said to you, saying she doesn't want her, I don't care if she changes her mind tomorrow. She's made her stance perfectly clear. I can't imagine handing her back. I won't do it.
Then the course is set. Leave all paperwork to me. I've already begun arranging documentation for emergency custody, protective measures, and the beginning stages of adoption. I will ensure that no loophole, no oversight, nothing whatsoever will allow Miss Leah to reclaim this child.
I knew you'd be one step ahead. Thank you, Orwell, not just for the logistics, but for being here, for knowing what to say before I even ask. She's so small. You should see the way she sleeps, curled up like a little seed. And when she yawns, she makes this soft little sigh. It's heartbreaking. I keep thinking how lucky she is that you were the one who opened that door, and how unlucky she was to be born to Leah.
Tragedy sometimes arrives wrapped in soft cloth and tiny hands, but so does grace, and now, perhaps, redemption.
That's very poetic, but I don't know if I believe in redemption. Not yet. Right now, I'm just overwhelmed. She's perfect, and I can't stop thinking about what could have happened.
Are you all right, madam?
I'm just thinking about a lot of things, that's all. Holding her today, it brought back a lot. Some good, some hard. Some I thought I'd buried.
It may not be my position to say this, but time does have a way of healing wounds eventually. You simply need more time. For now, I urge you to rest. Emotional upheaval, even of the joyous kind, is exhausting. Let the child rest, and let yourself do the same. The rest will be seen to.
You're right, you always are. I'll lie down for a bit. Just let me know if anything comes up.
Absolute snake! I just got out of jail and found out I'm being charged, like, with crimes. What the hell is wrong with you? I didn't do anything.
Let's see. Child endangerment, neglect, abandonment, interference with a custody investigation, lying to officers of the court, evading child protective services. Shall I go on? Or would you prefer to check the arrest record yourself?
That's all bogus. You're twisting everything. I left her somewhere safe, on a porch, not in a dumpster. You're acting like I wanted her dead. You can't seriously be comparing me to one of those psychos who leaves a kid in a car for hours. I didn't do that. I left her where someone could find her.
You left her on a doorstep you never confirmed was occupied. You made no call, you sent no text, you left her with no food, no ID, and no guarantee she'd be discovered. And if I had not answered the door that morning, no one would have found her for a week. The outcome was pure chance. Your intent was clear. That's why you're being charged.
This is insane. I'm not a criminal.
No, Miss Leah, you are something far more dangerous. You are entitled and willfully ignorant.
I had to spend the night in a jail cell. With actual criminals, people with tattoos and records and everything. I was crying the whole time. You have no idea how humiliating this has been.
And yet, your daughter slept soundly in a warm crib, surrounded by people who actually cared about her well-being. Consider the contrast. One night in a holding cell versus a lifetime of consequences for a child who didn't ask for any of this.
You're acting like I hurt her on purpose. I just needed space.
Then you should have asked. You should have planned. You should have shown a single ounce of maturity.
You all just want to make me suffer. Admit it, this is personal. You think you're better than me. Maggie thinks she is too.
Miss Leah, what you've experienced so far is not punishment, it is process. The punishment begins now. And not because of what we want, but because of what you've done.
You got me fired? Are you seriously that obsessed with ruining my life? I showed up for work today and they told me not to come back.
Miss Leah, I didn't get you fired. I merely submitted a report. The decision was theirs, and frankly, long overdue. Your employers entrusted you with children. Once they saw what you were capable of with your own, their response was swift and correct.
Oh my God, you did report me. Do my job? What gives you the right? You told them about my personal life? You're out of your mind. How did you even know where I worked?
I looked into you thoroughly. I always do. Imagine my surprise to discover you were employed as a daycare instructor, trusted with toddlers whose parents believed they were safe. And yet you left your own child to scream alone on a doorstep while you booked a resort with your boyfriend.
That's not the same. I'm good with other people's kids.
And yet not your own. Quite the paradox.
I could have just left her at my school's nursery, but that would have cost money. Leaving her with Maggie was free.
And there it is, the true motivation, selfishness and greed. You had the means to place your child in a safe, professional setting, but chose the cheapest option, one that didn't even involve consent. Frankly, I wouldn't leave my goldfish in a tank supervised by you, let alone a child.
This isn't fair. I'm blacklisted. I'll never work in childcare again. Why are you doing this to me? What did I ever do to you? She's not even your kid. You're acting like I wronged you personally.
You're right, she isn't mine. But you did hurt someone who means more to me than I could ever express. You hurt Maggie, and for that, I will never forgive you.
Oh my God, I left a baby with Maggie. Big deal. She's the one who can't have kids, not me.
And that, Miss Leah, is the depth of your ignorance.
I didn't say anything mean. I just thought it was convenient. She always wanted kids. It's not my fault she can't have them.
You don't remember, do you? Or maybe you were never told. Maggie and your brother divorced not just because of fertility issues, but because she did conceive once. A son. Full term. She held him in her arms. He took one breath, then never another. That stillbirth shattered her. And then you came along and dumped a living child in her absence without consent, as if she were some empty vessel waiting to be used. That wasn't convenient, that was cruelty. Cruelty that will not be forgiven or forgotten.
Enough with the dramatics. I don't need her forgiveness. If she wants a baby so bad, she can have this one.
She already will. The process has begun. Papers are being filed. Your rights are being reviewed. Maggie has chosen to protect this child the way she couldn't protect her own. And I will go to any length required to crush anything that endangers that child's peace including you. So no, your forgiveness is not required, and neither is your permission.
To get your psycho butler under control, Maggie! I swear if I get one more self-righteous, condescending message from him, I'm going to scream! He's meddling in my life, stalking my job, my boyfriend, everything! I can't deal with him anymore!
Well, isn't that a coincidence? I can't deal with you anymore either. Honestly, Leah, you should be thanking him. Orwell has far more patience than I ever could. By the way, did you hear? I've decided to keep your daughter. Or should I say, my daughter. The paperwork is well underway. She'll never go back to you.
Oh my god! Will everyone just stop acting like I care? I don't want her, okay? She ruined my entire life! Do you have any idea how close I was to getting remarried? And then she showed up and scared him off. She's a curse. I wish she was never born.
That's what you think of her. A curse, a burden, a mistake. Do you have any idea how many nights I've stayed up wishing I had the chance you wasted? That child should have been loved. She should have been celebrated, not left to cry alone while her mother got her nails done. It makes me sick that someone like you was ever given the chance to be a mother.
Then take her. Please, just take her and leave me alone. I don't care what happens anymore. Just stop dragging me into this.
You dragged yourself into this. You dumped your baby like a forgotten purse and expected the world to just move on. I haven't done anything to you, Leah. Not a thing. You lost your job. You lost your boyfriend. You lost every ounce of credibility you had. You did that, not me. And you know what? Maybe this is the best thing for you. Now you can go back to your perfectly curated little life, one that doesn't include any inconvenient responsibilities or people you might have to love. Just don't come near her.
I can't believe this. I'm getting rejection after rejection. Can't get hired anywhere decent. I've got a court coming up in 2 weeks, and the stress is literally killing me. And you're suddenly some kind of influencer, darling? You're on Instagram, TikTok, even Pinterest, for God's sake.
I didn't expect it to take off like this. Really, I didn't. I just wanted to connect with other moms. I didn't know anyone here in the UK, and it felt a little lonely at first. So I started posting, talking about motherhood, what it feels like to suddenly raise a child when you had no time to prepare.
Oh, please! Don't act like it's some noble thing! You're posting cute kitchen pics and rainy window selfies. People follow you because you have a baby. Admit it. You're using her. You're using my daughter to get famous.
I never post her face. I'm not exploiting her. I'm protecting her. But I am proud of her, and I talk about her because she changed my life. Not because she gets me clicks, but because people relate. They tell me they feel seen. That matters more to me than numbers ever could.
It's disgusting. Everyone's fawning over you while I'm out here barely able to pay rent. You think just because you take pretty pictures and write long captions about being tired that you're some kind of hero? Try living my life. Try being dragged online and losing everything.
No one made you abandon your child, Leah. You did that. And I'm not a hero. I'm a woman doing her best in a hard situation. You had choices. You made yours. I'm not winning. I'm simply not running from the consequences of your actions.
You don't get it! I was finally starting over! A new man, new career opportunities, everything was finally coming together. And then that baby just wrecked it all! He left me, my interviews dried up, I'm a punchline now, and you get to live in some cottage fairy tale!
Do you even hear yourself? You're still blaming a child, a literal infant. Nothing was wrecked. You torched your life on your own. The truth is, you were always one bad decision away from falling apart. The baby just revealed who you really are.
It's not fair. It's just not fair. I lost everything and you gained everything. You get the baby, the house, the career, the applause, and I get to be the villain in your story.
I didn't gain anything. I worked for it. I sacrificed. I stayed up night after night when she wouldn't sleep. I cried when I thought I couldn't do it. I never wanted applause. I wanted to give her the life she should have had from the start. You think I don't get tired? You think I don't struggle? I just don't weaponize my failures the way you do.
You know what? Whatever. You win. Keep the stupid baby, the stupid followers, the stupid perfect life. I hope you're happy. I hope she grows up and hates you anyway.
She won't, because I'll never make her feel like she ruined my life. I'll never tell her she was a curse, or a mistake, or something I wish never existed. And I'm not happy because I won, Leah. This isn't a game. This was survival. But I'll tell you something. Until you Leah went to trial last month. She was given probation, but the damage had already been done. Orwell still keeps quiet tabs on her, just in case. She lost her job, and with a criminal record for child endangerment, she won't be finding another one anytime soon. Her so-called friends vanished the moment she stopped being useful. Now she's completely alone. Sometimes I think about the son I lost, the child I held for one breath, the one I had to say goodbye to before I even got to say hello. But this little girl, she isn't a replacement. I'm not trying to fill that hole. I'm just trying to give her the future she deserves. Something warm, safe, and steady. Something Leah never gave her. Orwell has since wrapped up his affairs at the family estate and joined us here in the UK. He didn't have to, but he did. That's who he is. Fiercely loyal, impossibly capable, and always watching, always protecting. I don't think I could do this without him. Together, we're building something new. Not perfect, not easy, but real. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. For her. And for me.